The Bruins win Game 7 on home ice, 7-4. Coming into this game, there are 3 questions I had. One was if Frederik Andersen could keep it up and carry the Maple Leafs like he has been. The second was, does Tuukka Rask show up in a Game 7? I wasn't sure coming in as a Bruins fan. And the third is you have Danton Heinen coming back in the lineup. Tommy Wingle's out, and you got Donato sitting on the 9th floor all the way up there watching. And going into this game, if you watched the last review, you know I wanted Ryan Donato in the game. And how would Danton Heinen do after getting Game 6 off because he was a healthy scratch? So here we go. The puck drops. You got Sean Kuraly, Achari, and Schaller against the Plekanec line of Toronto. Now, starting the 4th line is bold, but I get it. You wanna get body contact going, or you want to make them feel the game, get the crowd into it more. Even though it's a Game 7, hits can really get the team into the game early. So anyway, this is looking fine and dandy until about, I think it was 30 seconds in on the dot. Sean Kuraly trips a Leafs player behind the Leafs net. And the first thing I want to say is weak call, but not a bad call. It's only weak because I wasn't expecting stuff like that to be called in Game 7s because usually they're tight. But they kept a pretty good line tonight, in my opinion. I didn't feel like the refs overstepped their boundaries tonight. I thought they did a pretty good job, a very good job compared to the rest of the series, if you ask me myself. Now, no big deal, though. The Bruins have a solid penalty kill. It was a very good penalty kill, actually, in reality, until very late into the penalty. Jake Gardiner, who, had an awful game in one half of his ice, he throws the puck towards the net, and Patrick Marleau tips it 5-hole on Tuukka Rask. And at this point, I am freaking out, thinking, are we seriously going to follow through and blow this 3-1 lead? Are we seriously going to do that? I was nervous. I was sweating at this point. Not literally, but figuratively. So about a minute later, Morgan Rielly, puck in his own zone, throws it up and over the glass. So the Bruins get a power play right after the Leafs scored on them, which is huge. The Bruins really need to answer on this power play. So into the power play, Krejci gets the puck, passes to David Pastrnak at the point. David Pastrnak with a very smart move here to not shoot to score, but shoot to create, and create he does, and Debrusk gets the tip in. And the thing I love about Jake Debrusk, he goes to the bench, and he's like this to the bench. Like he's just like shaking the B, repping Boston. This celebration, however, would be very short-lived. So Torrey Krug gets the puck, skating into the Bruins zone. He gets about the face-off dot of the lower left circle in our own zone. He throws off the boards way too hard and at an awful angle. The puck is picked up by Patrick Marleau. He gets the puck. He passes it to Mitch Marner through some stick traffic. Marner, who is a beast, gives it right back to Marleau, and Marleau shoots it top corner past Tuukka Rask. And it was like right after the Bruins goal, and I really feel like there's a lot of air being taken out of my theoretical balloon right about now. At this point, as a lot of Bruins fans probably felt, a lot of them won't admit it, but you felt like we were going to lose this game at this point in time. So about 3 minutes later, a bad turnover by the Toronto defenseman throws it up the ice, right off the boards to Adam McQuaid. Adam McQuaid does a great job in getting the puck deep and just dumps it. Now Krejci makes a great play on the boards to keep the puck alive for the Bruins to get a scoring chance. He gets the puck down low to Rick Nash. Rick Nash throws it in front of the net. Krejci has a stick. He gets something on it, but it goes past him. But who else but Danton Heinen is in the slot, and he settles it down and whips a wicked wrister past Frederik Andersen. Not who? This shot, not only does it validate Bruce Cassidy's decision to not go with Ryan Donato, it also ties the game up 2-2 and provides a lot of hope to loyal Boston fans like myself. You really thought we were about to get back in there, and hopefully we could get a lead by the end of the first period. A scary moment happens a little after this goal, and that scary moment involves Morgan Rielly. So Zdeno Chara gets the puck at the point. He shoots it. He did not get a good shot on, which is very good for Morgan Rielly's health because the puck is wobbling, doing like that in air, and this catches Morgan Rielly right in the face. Brad Marchand actually ducks, so Morgan Rielly doesn't see it coming, and it hits him in the face. And I bet that was really upsetting to Toronto fans that Brad Marchand didn't get domed in the head and Morgan Rielly did. But Morgan Rielly, like a true warrior, like most hockey players are, just gets a few little stitches right here, and he's back out there in no time. So late in the first period, the Bruins are doing excellent work in the Leafs zone, creating chances and all that. And David Backes gets the puck down in the lower boards, and he finds a nice seam through the middle of the zone to find Kevin Miller at the point. Kevin Miller, a lot like Pastrnak earlier, shooting with a purpose besides putting in the net. He puts it off the boards behind Freddie Anderson, pops out to the other side, and Patrice Bergeron buries the puck, and the Bruins go up 3-2, and we head to the intermission with a lead, which is huge in a Game 7. But if you're like me, you're still nervous at this point because the Leafs have a very capable offensive team. And in a shootout, you might favor the Leafs because they're deeper offensively. And also, Tuukka was looking kind of shaky at this point. How would he respond in the second period? Would he play good? So up by 1 going into the second. 2 minutes into the second, however, Travis Dermott gets the puck at the point. He then shoots it. David Pastrnak, great block, great positioning. But Dermott gets the puck right off this block, and because of the way Pastrnak was down for the block, he gets the edge. Very unfortunate. He takes it down into the zone and then shoots a harmless wrister, and it beats Rask. And at first you're thinking, how did this go in? You should just be like, whoa, and save it. But when you watch the replay, you see that this deflected, I think, off of, I believe, Kevin Miller's leg. And it went from like here to here in about a millisecond. And you kind of can't blame Rask for that. But you, as a Bruins fan, you want to see key saves by Rask because we haven't gotten any huge saves yet. So about 3-4 minutes later, Thomas Plekanec would go to the box for a cross-check on Brad Marchand. And this is one call I look at, I say, well, if you're calling that penalty on Kuraly early, you're also making this call on Plekanec in the second period. It's just how it goes. So on the power play, some good puck movement, and eventually you get the puck to Torrey Krug in the slot, and he gets a key chance here, and he shoots, and he gets robbed by Frederik Andersen. Is this guy going to turn into like the Frederik Andersen of the previous 3 games or so? Or like what? Because he hasn't looked good up to this point, but he just robbed the Bruins. And with this save right here, it enabled the next thing that happened to happen. So, they're working around on the power play. The puck comes up to Brad Marchand on the point, and, simple puck pickup. Brad, why is the puck behind you? Brad, Kapanen's right behind you. You better do something. And now you're on your ass, and Kapanen's got a one-on-one with Tuukka. And he scores to put the Maple Leafs up by 1. This goal kind of reminded me of last game when Marner got that backhand goal because Marchand couldn't pick up the puck. It's got me questioning if Marchand's hurt or like something just wasn't there. The other thing that stuck out to me is another opportunity for Tuukka to make a big save, and he doesn't. And you don't blame him for this incident isolated. But you do wonder, when are you going to get those big saves from Tuukka? Are we ever going to get those big saves from Tuukka? He has 4 goals on less than 15 shots. I'm pretty sure he went into the third stopping 12 of 16. So he didn't let up any more in the second, but he didn't face a lot of shots in the game in general. This goal was an absolute backbreaker. You have a power play, you got a chance to take the lead, and the Leafs go down the ice on your power play and put one past Tuukka on a nasty move by Kapanen, I'll add, because that was a filthy finish. Tuukka should have made a better effort, but he was laid out pretty spread out, and Kapanen still finishing around him. Also, the Garden's getting a little bit dead, not completely. The Garden's never really dead in the playoffs unless you're getting blown out. And I was worried. As you should be in a Game 7, you should be worried anytime your team's losing. So the Bruins go into the third period of Game 7 against the Leafs down. Where have I heard this before? Where have I? 2013, does that ring a bell? Losing to the Leafs going into the third period? Only down by 1 goal this time? Not 3? Oh, there's a lot of time on home ice. In the Garden, the Bruins can do a lot of damage. And this season, they've been known for the comeback. And I don't think the Leafs were prepared for what they were about to get in the third period. So about a minute in, Zach Hyman and David Krejci both go for roughing. Now, I have a question for Leaf fans. Does Hyman's antics as a pest help, or did they hurt you in this series? Because I noticed him almost every game. He was getting people's grill, and I wasn't sure if it was a good thing or a bad thing. It's hard to tell sometimes, especially through my black and gold tinted glasses here, but I just want you guys to answer that question. 4 seconds. That's all it took. Bergeron wins the faceoff. Kevin Miller finds his defensive pair partner, Krug, at the point. Krug, one time, blasted past the outstretched left leg of Freddie Anderson, and the Bruins tie the game 4-4. And this right here is the moment I felt pretty confident the Bruins could win this game and would win this game. Because when you get the Garden rocking like that in the late game situations against a young Maple Leafs team, Maple Leafs, extremely talented, but extremely young too. You just felt, or at least I did, that the Bruins were going to pull out this W. Fun fact brought up by the Bruins announce team before that goal. The Maple Leafs were the 4th worst team in the NHL at 4-on-4 hockey. The Bruins were the 4th best team in the NHL at 4-on-4 hockey. So about 2.5 minutes later, Tyler Bozak interferes with Rick Nash, and Rick Nash stupidly gets up and does a little like that to Bozak, and Bozak sells it, but shame on Rick for even putting himself in a situation to get called like this. So I don't really hold that against the refs, because Rick should keep himself in check. But this will lead to some more 4-on-4 hockey. Remember that stat I brought up? William Nylander skating up the boards in the Bruins zone. Kevin Miller. I think this is Kevin Miller. It could be Pastrnak. The replay shows 86, but it definitely could have been 88. So I'm assuming it's Kevin Miller here. Forces a turnover by William Nylander. Krejci's right there on the boards to pick it up. He scoots it up the boards to Jake Debrusk, and guess what Jake does? Jake does what Jake does, and he turns on the afterburners and burns other Jake garbage can Jake Gardiner down the ice. Looks like he's going to go around the net. Oh no, Jake Gardiner puts it forehand and puts it past Frederik Andersen, and the Bruins go up 5-4 in Game 7 in the third period, and the confidence and the screams and yells of Bruins fans are yelling down upon Maple Leaf Nation, and they are feeling it. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Because the Leafs are feeling it. Hi, FedEx. I just wanted to make sure my Jake Debrusk jersey's in the mail and, coming at a reasonable time for Game 1 coming Saturday. Best Bruin on the ice tonight was far and away Jake Debrusk. This kid's speed and intensity and clutch factor played a huge role, and without Jake Debrusk, the Leafs would have won this game, I am pretty sure. His goal early, the nice positioning tip off of the David Pastrnak shot pass earlier, and now this play right here. This kid is a gamer. But wait, there's still a decent amount of time on the clock. And this isn't the same Maple Leafs team from 2013. There's only 4 players left over from that. These are a different group who could come back and, maybe make some noise and get a comeback on the Bruins instead to, flip the script. Nah, this is just another Leafs loss, and it's a tough one for the Leafs to take. And you pretty much felt the victory was sealed here when Brad Marchand does some great board play off a dump in the zone. Bergeron gets the puck, throws it out front into the slot. Pastrnak's there, and the patience on this goal is beautiful. BC waits for Anderson to make the first attempt before he shoots it, and then he shoots it after Anderson's already way out of position, and he scores, which makes me think David Pastrnak is back on track when you see him making a play like this. Cool, calm, and collected, and the Bruins are up 6-4 with about 8:30-ish to go. And Brad Marchand puts away the empty netter, and the Bruins win 7-4 in Game 7. 7 goals in Game 7, despite Tuukka not having his best game, only 20 saves on 24 shots. Despite all the injury issues that we've had, Charlie McAvoy not looking right, we take out the Maple Leafs. Why? Experience, skill on the defensive end, and, we just willed our way there. After a tough-fought series like this, almost blowing a 3-1 lead to the Maple Leafs, props to the Maple Leafs for making this a series. It really didn't look like you guys were going to after Game 4, but you guys stuck in there. You showed some grit, which is why you should have hope for the future. You really should. Young team around them. You just need to make some tweaks and adjustments. Maybe fix that blue line up a little. I'm not sure some of those people should be there if you want to win a cup in the future. You really need a blue chip guy in that blue line, and I'm not sure you have it yet. I'm not sure. Not sure Morgan Riley's that guy. But for now, go into the summer, rebuild, and do the best you can, because it's good to have a Toronto-Boston rivalry, even if it hurts a lot for you guys to admit now. My Bruins didn't choke, and this is a great feeling, because going into this game, I was feeling a lot of doom and gloom that we were about to choke to the Maple Leafs, and I would have to deal with all the Maple Leafs fans on my Twitter, in my comment section, which I'm still going to have to deal with. about how we blew the lead, which I know this is going to be a very disliked video because Maple Leafs fans have watched a lot of my videos. It's probably going to be my most disliked video. But now to focus on the Bruins. Going to Saturday, you are facing a monster in Tampa Bay. Their guys on the blue line, Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, and all their offensive players like Kucherov, Stamkos, Braden Point, Yanni Gord. They got veteran guys like Chris Kunitz, Ryan Callahan. The team is absolutely loaded. Hopefully we can put some pressure on that Vasilevsky guy because I'm not sure what he's made of in the playoffs. But for now, enjoy Game 7, Bruins fans. Enjoy it. You got the victory. You survived the first round. You're in the final 8 teams, which is always a nice wig to put in your cap. It really is. And I'm really glad I continue covering Bruins games into May because it's been a while since Boston has had hockey in May. It's a great feeling inside, and thank you for supporting the video like you guys have. I make them. I have a lot of fun doing this. This one was a little bit rushed because I have extremely busy Thursdays, so I don't have the time to make it tomorrow, so I wanted to get up tonight. Sorry if the editing isn't as good as it usually is. And to end on that note, hit like if you really like the video. Hit subscribe if you really like the video and you want to follow the Bruins throughout the playoffs and me. Go Bruins! We won Game 7! Woo!